I just got done watching the gameplay overview for Chrono Odyssey. It's pretty disappointing. And I'm not sure where all these positive reactions are coming from, but let's get into it.
Chrono Odyssey is an open-world MMO that
Wow, that looks
transcends
good.
the bounds of space and
I
time.
think it's UE5.
As you step into
That looks
this
pretty
vast,
beautiful,
dynamic
honestly.
realm, many battles
And it does. It definitely looks great. The visuals, the fidelity, the detail, the lighting we saw, all of that looks amazing. Now, if you look a little closer, some animations seem to be choppy. Here are the
narrative-driven
animation, and here
encounters.
too.
Each
What are
quest
the,
immerses you
why
in
is
a
there
rich
some
world
stop motion
beyond
thing
the
going on?
battlefields. Rise as their beacon of hope.
Okay.
Some quests offer a deeply personal journey, while others require a party to confront powerful foes.
Look, it's not quite clear in just my video. You may want to watch it for yourself, but in some of those monster animations, and if you look off to the player at times, your party members at least, you can see the frame rate of the animation drop a little bit. I'm guessing this is an optimization thing. I don't know if it's a setting they have or if this is on like certain console or something. I don't know the details of all that. I'm just kind of saying what I'm seeing. Okay. So there is some weird animation stuff going on. The visual details, sure, it's great. The VFX, the lighting, all that stuff is interesting. I still have some qualms with the UI. It kind of gives me a mobile aesthetic at times. Sometimes it's okay. I mean, when it's in console mode, it's not terrible. It makes sense. Let's move on from the visuals. I think we need to start talking about the gameplay because a lot of us have played older games with, you know, worse graphics or whatnot, and this is fine if maybe the gameplay is, you know, great. I think the most common question I've seen over multiple MMORPG communities is this game really an MMO? The MMORPG content creator Canon actually brought this up in an interview with the developers, and let's look at that clip.
Is it safe for us to assume that this is truly an MMORPG?
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 크로노 오디세이는 오픈월드 액션 MMORPG입니다.
While the dev himself said that this is an action MMORPG and goes a little bit further to explain the action part is because there's precise movements and the MMO part is that you can kind of enjoy the experience with multiple people, I don't quite see the MMO part of this. Just because you have 4 or 5 people in your party and there may be a couple more people around the world with you, that doesn't quite make it an MMO. It's not massive. This just seems kind of like a series of instance open fields, mountains, or whatever the locale may be, but just instanced areas. Now, you may see other players again, like I said, but that doesn't mean you see every player. It's almost like shards. At least that's what it seems like from the preview. Okay, now regardless of the genre, let's look at the content.
Guardians are mighty entities that have long
Okay, a
coexisted
field
with
boss.
Satera, dwelling throughout the land. But not all are foes.
I think
Some
so.
act
This is
as
like a
protectors,
world boss,
while
right? It's like
Others
an
foes
open
existed since the land's creation.
region.
They serve as the final bulwark, upholding the balance and boundaries
Okay,
of their
so
domain.
just a step above the
Your party's
field boss,
strategy.
So in that section, they mentioned 2 different content types, well, things they consider different content, but really it's just like a larger and more challenging version of the smaller one. You have the field boss, the region boss. Let's at least look at another gameplay feature.
Across Satera,
Okay, world
each
quest.
with its own story.
Pretty
From
standard stuff, right?
disappearances and
That's
forbidden
cool.
rituals
That
to
doesn't mean it's
fallen
bad.
settlements. A blasphemous ritual. As Satera teeters on the brink of ruin, the Void Nexus is a core threat. These dangerous hives trigger deadly
Are
void,
these
bringing destruction upon the land. If left unchecked,
just
their
other like
corruption
world
will lead
events
to
though?
Satera's inevitable downfall.
Like it's just a different
Track
type
down
of
the
world
nexuses
quest, right?
and purge them before it's too late. Monsters.
Again, we have kind of similar content that they split into 2 categories. The world quests and this Void Nexus event, they just seem like 2 different event types. And it kind of reminds me of like Diablo 4 open world. You know, obviously it's not a top-down action RPG, but the open world is really just a bunch of dynamic events around the world. You have a world boss here or a field boss here, and you kind of go around doing that stuff with a group of people. And it's not like the entire server, but just your instance server, right? Or your group of friends. If it's not obvious, my first impressions so far are pretty negative, and I know that's coming off in the video, but there were some features that seemed interesting to me.
You will come across a range of trials to challenge your resolve,
Trials.
insight, and combat skills.
It's like a dungeon.
These immersive labyrinths are filled with
Solo
wits to the
too.
test. Similar to roguelikes, trials
Oh,
feature
roguelike.
shifting conditions that demand creativity and
Shifting
adaptation.
conditions. Okay.
The choice is yours to take a risk for greater reward.
I like roguelike
or
games,
play
so.
it safe. Each decision shapes a run that's uniquely your own.
Okay.
Trials are a prime testing ground.
Oh, we have
pushing
a
you to grow.
trial
adapt,
token.
and
Like we have a
forge your
specific
path
currency for it. That's not bad. That's pretty cool, actually. It's like a. Is this like a mini mode though? I wonder how the progression affects your main character outside of the trial.
Ores
Okay, we got some
and
life
monsters
skills. They're fishing.
scattered across a timeline that stretches
Seems like
from
an automatic
ancient
fishing
eras
game.
to the distant future.
Okay, and like he's mining. That
Gather
guy's
what you find to craft
chopping
valuable
wood.
items and unlock new possibilities.
Okay, we got processing.
Life
Oh, we
skills
got
in
mining,
Cetera are
logging.
rooted in
So
processing
there's
and
tiers of
crafting.
items
Each
and
opens a
stats.
different
Seems like
path of
there's
progression.
implicit stats.
Collect resources.
I mean, there's a lot of detail here in
forge your own
the
gear,
crafting. It
and
seems
shape
like.
your journey in new ways. Cetera isn't bound to sword and spell.
Okay, there's like jewel socketing,
There's an adventure waiting in every skill.
enhancement. Okay, enhancement makes me a little nervous. We've played a lot of Korean games where enhancement's kind of a cash shop thing, a little bit, but we'll see about that. Oh, it's not bad. I mean, the crafting seems kind of cool, and he just purchased something from the market. It looked like so. So it's certainly not all doom and gloom. The crafting looked interesting. If you paid attention to the little details on there or pause, you can see that there's some kind of refining XP, some mastery XP there, so you can kind of hone your craft and get good at crafting something or a certain type of material or processing. And then you had a kind of cool little roguelike mode, and that could really spice things up and make it fun. But I am a little confused about how this mode plays into your character's progression, because it kind of seems separate, right? Like, I'm sure you can get powers and consumables in the roguelike mode or in those trials that they call it, that you cannot take out, that you can't use on your main character still. So how does that work? In fact, there's another mode that they bring up almost after the trailer's over, and that seems to be an extraction game mode.
Another challenging content mode.
Eden is currently in development, will not be included in the season.
Though anchored to land, Eden exists beyond all timelines, beholden to neither past, present,
Parallel
nor
game
future, or without ones, and claim the rewards
are
needed
these-
to thwart the void.
Are these players?
However,
Is
in
this
the
an
shadow of
extraction
temptation,
mode?
even trusted comrades may turn foe. Eden is a vast, boundless realm steeped in darkness.
Yo, is this an
Your time in
extraction
Eden is
mode?
limited. You must return
Yeah.
to Cetera before
Yeah, it's
time
an
runs
extraction
out. If you fail to escape,
Why?
everything you claimed will turn to dust.
I mean, you can also
Descend
say
into
why
Eden's
not,
depths,
but
where time
should
is
every
our greatest
game have
threat.
every type of mode? Should we
fortune
have a roguelike in this
favors the
game
bold.
and extraction mode? Why don't
May
we
the
make a
blessings of-
survivor, vampire survivor mode? I don't know, like how many focuses can you go and do them well versus this just being kind of like a slop together mess of like every type of genre. Really? Did we really need an extraction game mode? How are the rewards of this mode going to balance with the rewards from the trials, or the labyrinths, or the world boss and the world events, or the bounty hunter quests? Like, how is this all going to balance out? When you have all these different modes, how do you make these modes deep, focused, and fun? When it comes to the end game, will crafting be viable? Is extraction the best way to get loot? I don't understand how you're going to balance this, and the game seems incredibly unfocused. And here in this section, they just talk about how there are PvP zones. I'm not joking. Like, they just say there are zones where PvP can happen, and there's not really a reason to why.
Danger can strike at any moment.
So this is a PvP
In
zone.
PvP zones, monsters aren't your only enemy. It's up to you to decide who's friend or foe.
Okay, but what are we doing in the PvP zone? Do we just go to the PvP zone and swing at each other? Listen, you don't need to comment, yeah, duh, it's PvP, you just go and fight. Okay, I get it. Okay? There could be an arena for that, there could be a battleground for that. What is the zone for? Is there rare materials in there? Are there rare rewards of some sort? There should be some purpose to this zone. Come to think of it, I don't even remember them mentioning arenas and battlegrounds. I threw that in there. Those are really popular PvP options that PvP players are used to, and they really enjoy things like dueling and having objective-based battle areas. Those things are totally missing. Well, that was my thoughts on the gameplay overview. I'm not very excited for Chrono Odyssey at this point. I'm going to play the playtest. I'm sure you guys are. Let's all get our hands on it and make up our own opinions. Now I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Did this kill the hype for you? Are you still really excited for the game? Join me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time.